A very good evening and welcome to UBC News tonight at 10 p.m. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalu Muhammad, who will be joining us for sign language in our top stories of the day. Coming up, President Yoweri Museveni asks banks to bring in more entrepreneurs. Minsa Kabanda preaches unity, brotherhood among us Muslims. Muslims pray and slaughter livestock to mark Eid al-Adha. And lastly, in our sports news, Ndeje University to construct state-of-the-art sports facility. President Yoweri Museveni wants commercial banks to start looking at ways of attracting more entrepreneurs in the country. Museveni says despite the stability and security and a good investment climate prevailing in the country, there are low levels of local entrepreneurship, and this has slowed efforts to achieve higher levels of growth. The president was meeting officials from Amalgamated Banks of South Africa, Absa Bank, led by the group chairman Mr. Selo Moloko, at State House in Tebe.
Human skills, you know, the taking advantage of the intellectual labor. The economy will not grow, and MTN will become a sucker because it will be collecting money from small people who are making telephones, talk about rumors. I am having a backache, now that is all money now. The MTN takes it away. So what value are you adding now? Okay, they pay some taxes and so on, but really the bigger gain would be to bring more investors in all these opportunities. Agro-processing, mineral beneficiation, forest products of the lakes. Because everything is here, there's nothing you don't have here. The only thing is just in the past we lacked peace. Then the macroeconomic situation. And infrastructure, which have now been sorted out. So really what we need is entrepreneurship. For instance, I told MTN, don't just come to get money from villagers who are making calls. Bring investors in value addition, so that they invest in value addition for agriculture, for this, for that, for minerals. This was my idea. Because really, in Africa, what is lacking is first peace, secondly, macroeconomic stability. In some cases, they mix it up. Then thirdly, infrastructure. Now, if you have these three, then the next thing you need is entrepreneurs. The more, the better. Even for banks, you'll have more money to keep if you have got more entrepreneurs. So what will you do about that?
And it stands as a bank here, for us to be able to operate. Absa Group has invested share capital, which is currently standing at around 600 billion, so to speak.
Investing in what?
They invest in the bank, then that is the money we then use to lend to various sectors of the economy. So when you spoke to agriculture, you spoke to steel industry, you spoke to manufacturing, all these people are our clients.
Now, President Yoweri Museveni wants commercial banks to start looking at ways of attracting more entrepreneurs in the country. Museveni said that despite the stability and security of the that many people, and we have very low local entrepreneurship, and this has slowed down efforts to achieve higher levels of growth. But still, with the president, has always been President Museveni's wish not only to strengthen the capacity of Uganda's People's Defence Forces, UPDF, to defend the country, but also improve the welfare of the soldiers. UPDF is slowly transforming the welfare of soldiers into a regional peacekeeper from its humble beginnings. Take a look.
This is Olili Military Training School in Katakwi district under the Uganda People's Defence Forces. Young men and women are seen struggling to anchor the makeshift roof on a mud and wattle structure. The structures are only part of the accommodation quarters, popularly known as Mama Ingia Pole, or Manyatas, which are grass-thatched huts that house first-time trainees who sign up for National Guard duty. Young men are part of the recruits mobilized by the Uganda People's Defence Forces National Recruitment Team, who are undergoing a basic military training course for the local defence personnel. President Yoweri Museveni recently commissioned 2,611 local defence personnel, 475 of whom were female, after 6 months of rigorous training in a harsh military and warrior-like environment at Olili Training School in Palam Sub-County, Ngariam County, Katakwi District. Olili is only one of such training facilities that have been established with support of the community, which donated land and sell food to the schools to enhance peace and security in the country and region, the first being Labwondong Training School in Agago District, where over 2,610 local defense personnel graduated from recently. For years since its formation, the Uganda People's Defence Forces UPDF has improvised for its soldiers who have prioritized the country's peace and security against their own welfare.
And I want to congratulate the UPDF for listening to our strategy of how a young country can defend itself using little resources. These people should take the picture, you, the media, should take the picture of the camp. See that our soldiers are staying in grass huts. Even those Katakwists, the leaders who are coming from Katakwi, they should learn from the army how to live simply and serve the people. Because we are not an American army, we didn't take slaves to get money from other people and build our countries. We were under kings who are not very clever, who are not seeing far. Then we were taken over by the colonialists. Then the new colonialists. We are now beginning. But a beginner can run his home. Only that you do it within your means. So all these leaders, political people who don't see this, who don't see that you need to live humbly in order to serve your people, are really parasites and should be rejected. The army is an example. If we did not train simply like this, how would we manage? If we had to wait for gorofas, for permanent buildings, so you take the picture, the camp overhead, and you show those parasites in Kampala. The ones who eat food which is already cooked. They don't know how it is cooked, they just eat. UPDF is not Muriabiengede. It works from very with very little resources, but provide the service for the people.
Despite the poor remuneration, the UPDF remains one of the most popular institutions, attracting professionals in their ranks. The school commandant at Olim Training School, Lieutenant Colonel Sharon Kyomugisha, said they have seen a rise in educated recruits registering for National Guard duties.
The students we are getting these days are educated, so assimilation is high, and the attitude, because they know what they want. These are educated people. They know what they want. The attitude is positive. And I have trained recruits, but this intake, I must confess, has been a disciplined.
This year's intake included 4 recruits with master's degrees, 448 with bachelor's degrees, 143 with diplomas, 549 with certificates in different fields, 699 with USCE certificates, and 486 with UCE, or its equivalent.
Graduates, A-level, the last were the O-levels. And that's why they perform well, because educated people learn quickly. So with the higher educational level in Uganda, we are going to have a very good army.
Commenting on the housing challenge, General Museveni said he has already instructed the Army Engineering Brigade to undertake all army housing needs instead of relying on contractors who tend to be expensive.
The army will develop the infrastructure of this area, starting with, as he was saying, health, water, classrooms, eventual accommodation for instructors and for trainees. That's how we normally do things.
President Museveni also pledged to address the housing and accommodation challenges by constructing in phases housing units in all barracks in the country. Construction of modern housing for serving officers and men is already underway. The president commissioned housing projects at Masaka-based UPDF Armored Brigade that included 4 state-of-the-art flats with 16 units each, capable of accommodating 64 families of armed officers. The president emphasized that while the UPDF starts from a humble beginning of sleeping in grass-thatched houses, it is gradually upgrading to permanent structures, but still serves Ugandans and the region. Rabondong Training School is particularly keen in maintaining peace and security in the northeastern region, which is constantly affected by the armed Karamajong cattle raiders.
The future is very bright for Uganda, because with the good army, with the private sector, with the infrastructure, with an educated population, nothing can stop us from moving forward.
The Chief of Defense Forces, General Wilson Mbasumbadi, said their aim is to build the UPDF into a formidable force to maintain peace and security in the country and the region to ensure its economic transformation goals.
Your Excellencies, this is in line with your guidance on cost-effectively scaling up the existing formidable national security infrastructure that can deal with any security threats by consolidating peacetime capacity.
Bernard Higa, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Bernard Higa, for that wonderful report. Prime Minister Robert Nabanja has moved to find a lasting solution to Mount Elgon forest encroachment. Nabanja says findings from here will be presented before Cabinet to guide in taking a final informed decision to have the matter settled. Details follow.
Encroachment of Mount Elgon forest catchment area is not a recent challenge. It dates as far back as the 1930s, with sometimes temporary solutions found and others ending up in court. A directive from the head of state to have this matter resolved has prompted the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, to swing into action. Her aerial tour of the affected areas was followed by a special meeting at Mbale Resort Hotel in Mbale city.
So I saw some rivers had dried up. Because here in the map, you would really see that this is a river. But they were dry, there was no water. And that means that we have tampered with the ecosystem.
Views were expressed, mostly divergent, as ministers and technical staff officers disagreed to some extent.
It is a matter of 1938. I do not know whether the commissioner has told you all lands who retraced to produce this map here.
People are really on top of the cliff. There is a rock and they are there. And one wonders if one made a mistake at night, isn't it? And got out of the house and made a short stroll. I don't know whether we would not find that person down the cliff. So people can really be daring.
I want to assure members who are here that today and the subsequent days that are coming, the issues that are affecting our people in this region will be resolved.
Mount Elgon and its biodiversity is a critical natural resource benefiting two countries of Uganda and Kenya. It is a source of water, food and medicinal plants, all of which require conservation.
It's dangerous for people to be upstairs there. I saw children up there. And therefore, those ones we shall remove.
This quest for a lasting remedy comes at a time when the country is facing challenges of encroachment on other ecosystems, including swamps, lake shores and river banks.
There are those projects that we want to bring that will depend on irrigation. If all our rivers dry up, we are done. This rain we are proud of now will go.
Nabanja has consequently issued some directives to the Ministers of Environment and Tourism as a permanent remedy is sought.
Please provide free seedlings to your people now. I am now giving a directive. Give your people free seedlings now, not tomorrow.
The Mount Elgon forest catchment areas are located in the districts of Namisindwa, Bududa, Kwen, Kapchorwa, Mbale and Sironko.
In more stories, the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Haj Shaban Ramadan Mubaji, has asked government to enhance salaries of art teachers like their science counterparts. This was during the Eid al-Adha prayers at the National Mosque in Old Kampala. Details follow.
Thousands have flocked to Kampala Mosque for Eid al-Adha prayers as they commemorate the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. The preacher of the day, Sheikh Abdallah Semambo, asked Muslims to slaughter animals, help the needy and continue to do good in these 3 days.
Zine ennaku esatu naku zitujigiza okusigala nga tutendereza Katonda mu mizikiti gyaffe mu maka gaffe bonna bwe tubeera nga tutendereza Katonda mpaka ennaku esatu ezinaggwako.
The Mufti of Uganda, Haji Shaban Ramadan Mubaji, asked Muslims to take part in the ongoing constitutional review and election process for Muslim leaders, which he says will enhance Muslim unity.
We are in a period where the constitution draft is being reviewed by the structures of the Uganda Muslim Council, and thereafter, inshallah ta'ala, we shall proceed to the general elections. So let's support the program of the review of the constitution, and thereafter let's all engage ourselves, get involved in the general elections so that we form a strong united Uganda Muslim Council.
Sheikh Mubaji also called upon government to enhance equal salaries for both arts and science teachers, saying this is victimizing the arts teachers instead of treating them equally with their science counterparts.
The problem between the science teachers and the arts teachers that the government has preferred the science teachers to the arts teachers by raising salaries of the arts teachers, science teachers, and then leaving behind those who are teaching arts. It is not the fault of the teachers, it is the fault of the government. So they should correct this gradually. Let them not victimize the innocent teachers who studied arts and have been teaching and have been very active serving their nation. Let them be paid fairly like their counterparts.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Muslims have thronged Chibuli Mosque to observe Eid al-Adha prayers and also thank Allah for giving them life. This has been witnessed at Chibuli Mosque, where Muslims thronged the mosque for Eid al-Adha prayers. Details follow.
It is Eid al-Adha this Saturday, with hundreds of Muslims clad in their best garbs seen heading to mosques and other places of worship for the day devotion. At Chibuli Mosque, prayers that attracted several faithfuls were led by Sheikh Ishaka Mutengu.
La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar.
Sheikh Ishaka Mutengu in his sermon asked Muslims to understand the essence of Eid al-Adha amidst helping the underprivileged.
Teri azaliwa naga nti onagenda kubeera president ono teri azaliwa nti ono ajja kuba mugagga ono omwana kana kajja kukaga kano engeri kazaliddwamu teri.
The Supreme Mufti Sheikh Muhammad Galabuzi warned Muslims against greed.
Eri ekyagwe oba eri bulemeezi nfunamu sente kubanga embizi efuna sente nnyingi nnyo ng'omuntu wa la ilaha illallah tokkirizibwa kukola kintu kyonna kuchitunda ogaye nti kubanza efunamu sente Allah wabanga akiziyiza n'omuwendo ogukivaamu gubeera haram.
He also asked able Muslims to slaughter animals for the underprivileged to enjoy.
Kyalibadde kirungi buli yenna alina obusobozi obeera nti busobola okusala ekisolo bw'abanga avudde wano abeere ng'asala ekisolo lillah.
Prince Kasim Nachibinge, Supreme Mufti Muhammad Galabuzi, Haj Twaha Kawase were among the dignitaries that embraced Eid prayers at Chibuli Mosque. Nachibinge was concerned about the increasing injustices, especially robbery and misuse of the gun, and urged the concerned to take action.
Seek the indulgence of the Minister for Security and the Ministers for Internal Affairs, as well as the security chiefs, to look into this issue, find a way of solving it before it gets out of hand.
Sudat Kaye, Joseph Moyingo, UBC News.
Muslims all over the world slaughtered animals to remember the bravery act of sacrificing Abraham's only son Ishmael before Allah gave him a lamb. Now, Humanitarian Development Agency, with support from the Turkish community, has slaughtered 700 animals to be distributed to Muslims and the vulnerable across Uganda.
As Muslim faithful commemorate this year's Eid al-Adha, it has been a beehive of activities as volunteers with Nile Development Relief Agency slaughtered 2,000 animals to be distributed and given to the needy and vulnerable Ugandans as a gesture to remember the bravery act of Prophet Ibrahim.
Why do we do all this? One, we are looking at Prophet Ibrahim, the determination he had. Somebody who was willing to sacrifice his son. How about just a mere goat? In a period of a full year, and also find out how people should behave. They should learn to be genuine.
Principal Bilal Haj Musa Karonda, who was found at Wakiso Abattoir, says this day is very significant to the unity of all the faithful.
As a Muslim, all the Kampala, Chibuli, Nakasero, we are all one ummah, we are one group. Therefore, no need for us to behave differently.
The executive director of the Nile Humanitarian Development Agency, Haj Issa Chiradira, says the Turkish community in Uganda, in partnership with other nationals, contributes immensely towards the sacrifice of the 2,000 heads of cattle as a way of uniting Allah's people.
Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahi walhamd. Like our religious leaders have shared with you, it is a very, very important day where we are seeing Nabi Ibrahim giving in to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are glad to join the world in sacrificing animals as a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Haji Sachiralira applauded the government of Uganda for the political environment which is favoring all the non-state actors like the Nile Humanitarian Development Agency to contribute to the development of the population.
The government of Uganda, headed by His Excellency the President of Uganda, of course, I also wish him a happy Eid for having created a very good environment where NGOs can be available and participate in also contributing to the growth of this country.
Meanwhile, the leaders of the Wakiso City Slaughterhouse are overwhelmed by the huge turn-up of Muslims who are preparing their offertory to God, adding that it is a sign of obedience and unity.
Okutwaliza wamu Eid tetuyisiza bubi. Abasiraamu bazze mu bungi ne basala ebisolo mu kifo kino. Abawanu umma, abannayiro era tubeebaza bonna. Buli ayina ettaffaali ly'atadde ku Eid eno okusala ebisolo okugabira abasiraamu. Allah muddizeewo.
Sudat Kaye, Douglas Setumba, UBC News.
Well, because it's Eid, Muslims in Bale and the country at large have been encouraged to strengthen good relationships with their neighbors while giving his Eid al-Adha summons at Seka Kali Mosque in Bale City. Sheikh Sulaiman Lutu Wandera says that Muslims have to emulate Prophet Muhammad as they celebrate Eid today.
Eid al-Adha is celebrated by the Muslims world over, including Uganda, in remembrance of Prophet Ibrahim's obedience to God by sacrificing animals and giving to the needy.
Yakusala bisolo abasiramu abasinga basaze embuzi basaze endiga luli bagulanga nte nayo lwayo sente zabuze baguze endiga na mbuzi abasobozi abaguze ebintu tubunye batono nnyo balemedde okugula ente bakirina sente
leero tusaze ente tuyinza okuba tusaze ente nga 5 naye nze nsaze ente 2 nze nga nze omu
kakasa ku bannayuganda bakozi naddala abalufula abalala simanyi naye abantu balufula bakozi wadde bakolera mu kusoomoozebwa tibingi bibanja naye olengeri lunaku lwaleero nti lwakusanyuka tetujja kwogera biki byetubanjibwa.
The slow business has been attributed to the slow post-recovery of businesses and the existing scares of COVID-19 that is intense via the transportation of animals because of the high cost of fuel, among other issues, as traders lament.
Ng'abamanyi tanapo oba average tuli mu nnomo tuyisizaamuko katono tetukyuse nnyo na tetutuuse mu lunaku lukulu nga bwe lwandibadde olw'ensonga nti abantu baavu naye ate era tetusigadde mabega ku buli kikumi tusobola kubanga tuli ku bitundu nga 6 nti bannayuganda baavu tanapu yaabwe ebadde ntono okusinziira saa zino era mwandibadde mulaba akayisaniŋŋanyo naye olw'ensonga nti abantu
tambudde bubi nnyo abaguzi tebalabiseeko abaguzi nyanjirwa okusuubiza ogumutwala 12 tugisuubiza gumu 10 ente zinali nsuubidde nja kusala ente nga 5 nsaze ente 10 zokka olw'embeera y'abantu baavu nnyo tebasobodde tugulako nnyama olwaleero era ekyatukule tugirina tujagina ku midaala
erina okuba nga nsava erina okuba nga teyiwanga ku musaayi for example nga sinsaleko matu sinsaleko mukira kyekitegeera ensolo erina okusaddaakibwa.
In prices, the fewer number of slaughtered animals has contributed to the increase in the prices, with a kilogram of meat now costing between 14,000 shillings to 15,000 shillings from the 12,000 shillings at the abattoir. Sandra Kahunde, UBC News.
Thank you, Sandra. That was a story about the city abattoir along Old Port Bell Road in Kampala that registered few slaughtered animals and a low turn-up of customers on this year's Eid al-Adha. Now, the Pakistan community, moving on from that, living in Uganda, have joined the rest of the world to celebrate the year's Eid al-Adha prayers and offering with the needy around their environments. An estimated 100 heads of cattle and over 200 goats were slaughtered to mark the Feast of Sacrifice as the most important feast of the Muslim calendar.
Eid al-Adha concludes the pilgrimage to Mecca and lasts for 3 days, commemorating Ibrahim's willingness to obey God by sacrificing his son. The same story appears in the Bible and is familiar to Jews and Christians. One key difference is that Muslims believe the son was Ishmael rather than Isaac, as told in the Old Testament.
We have 3 days. This is the first day we are going to slaughter, and then the second day and the third day. So we hope that all what we are going to do, not less than 5,000 people.
Organize it here that we get the donations from the rich people and we can just deliver it to the poor people. And yeah, it's one of our big holidays in Islam, and we help the poor people, and I bring all the donations from Germany to Uganda, and yeah, we try to help Uganda.
It's the day that most of the Muslims, they go to Mecca. They perform what we call pilgrimage. And this day, you cannot slaughter. The law says that you slaughter after you have prayed.
During the feast of al-Adha, Muslims reenact Ibrahim's obedience by sacrificing a cow, a goat, or a ram. Sandra Kahunde, UBC News.
Muslims across the country have this Saturday celebrated Eid al-Adha, characterized by prayer and sacrifice through slaughtering of animals. Now, Eid is traditionally marked deep faith, in Islam, as symbolized by slaughtering of animals and prayers.
Kasese Muslim community has been advised by the area card, Sheikh Musa Baruku, to exercise unity and peace. This was during Eid prayers at Kasese Muslim Secondary School playground in Kasese town.
Why don't you be united when you come away from Eid? Why don't you work together as you reach around?
The one who has capacity of slaughtering a bull, a cow, a goat, a sheep, must do it, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has given you that. And if you fail to do that, then remember, in the hereafter you get problems. So I appeal to those who have capacity to make it, inshallah.
Muhammad Ali, who traveled away from Europe, now in Kasese, noted that celebrating Eid Day is a sign of love among all people in the world.
The importance of today is, for us, is the brothership, the brotherhood. We are all Muslims, are brothers with each other. The Muslims in Europe think about all the brothers in all the world. As Hassan, we go to different countries in the world, more than 100 countries, and we want to let's see that we are all brothers and sisters, and that we have to live each other peacefully.
In Iganga, Muslims were advised to follow the scriptures as a way of reducing domestic violence in their homesteads. The Member of Parliament for Bunya South, Haji Idi Isabire, urged Muslims to embrace government projects like Parish Development Model to ensure they improve their household incomes.
Let us embrace the government programs, especially the Parish Development Model, which is a program that is going to give us wealth in our homes.
The woman Member of Parliament for Iganga District, Sauda Alibao, urged members of the public to remain vigilant by avoiding contracting COVID-19 since it's still a threat.
They were not putting on masks, we were seated together, but I want to tell them that COVID is still here with us and health is wealth. I wish them a happy Eid al-Adha celebrations.
In the same way, hundreds of Muslims stand up at Imbumbaza Secondary School in Nakalema Sub-County in Iganga District, anxiously waiting to be given meat amidst heavy police deployment. At least 1,500 goats were slaughtered to mark this day.
Slaughtering about 1,500 animals from our brothers from Kuwait to the needy people of Uganda. So we thank our brothers in Kuwait, as we thank our government of NRM for providing security and freedom here and there, such that we can go and solicit for some funds to bring them back to our brothers who are the needy people in our country, Uganda.
In Hoima, Muslims decried increasing encroachment on Islamic land, which has resulted into many court cases. Idi Magezi, the administrator of Bunyoro District Muslim Council, while addressing Muslims at Buicha main mosque, said they have lost a lot of land to encroachers because most of their land lacks titles.
Members, our Ummah Muslims, please, our land has been encroached. Most of the lands at the mosque level there have been encroached by unknown people. So please, I'm appealing to all Muslims, to all leadership at mosque levels, to start processing the land titles so that we can safeguard our land from being encroached.
Sheikh Muzammali Kayondo, the Imam for Buicha main mosque, thanked Muslims of buying animals and fulfilling one of the pillars of Islam.
Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalamu amazile chikora yabaisenguru abaikiriza yabanti abaikiriza buba kuhukiriza ekyo kwa Ibrahimu ihukirize omubasumi yabo.
In Masindi, Muslims were treated to a feast thanks to the generous donation from Turkish Foundation to Uganda known as Turkish Diant Foundation, which donated over 200 cows to the district.
Ali tukusalira ebisoro ebituhairwe bagenzi baitukuruga omwihanga lya Taki hali tukubaliza hano kyalero kino tukusara ente 200 hano Masindi.
Here in Masindi we have 200 cows and other cities in Uganda also too, and some like from Turkey.
Joseph Oko, UBC.
The Resident District Commissioner Mbabazi Rogers has appealed to local council leaders to register and update registers of all the people in their localities to control crime rate. He explained that once all people are registered, they'll be known to each other and reduce thefts, among other crimes. Details follow.
The Resident District Commissioner Mbabazi Rogers has asked for the registration of all residents by local council leaders as a neighborhood watch solution into insecurity. Mbabazi was sensitizing stakeholders of Rubindi and Kashere in Kashari North about the parish development model organized by the Member of Parliament, Kashari North, Basil Bataringaya, in conjunction with Mbarara District Woman Member of Parliament, Ayebare Margaret, and Mbarara District leaders for a stakeholder in Kashari North.
For this parish development model to be successful, we must embrace these allies. One is right people. The right people must be the ones to be in charge or to be on the committee of these associations. Right people, I mean people who are available, people who are ready to give time to these associations. Then right enterprise, that is the second R. We must select the right enterprises that we are well versed with. We must select an enterprise where we can easily get successful farmers to learn from.
The Member of Parliament, Kashari North, Mbarara District, Basil Bataringaya, thanked President Yoweri Museveni for conceiving the Parish Development Model, PDM.
In 1986, poverty levels were at 68%. Now, it has been reduced by other programs, Ntandikwa, Operation Wealth Creation, Youth Livelihood, WEP, and other programs, up to 39%. So this 39% has been targeted at parish level. So what we have found out is that the program is ongoing very well. And at the end of the day, this program will surely deliver people out of poverty. But our appeal is that those who are registering the people should actually target those very poor ones and not the moderate ones or the rich.
The chairperson Mbarara District, Didas Tabaru Tumwesije, warned against extorting money from beneficiaries of the Parish Development Model Program. Mbarara District Woman Member of Parliament, Ayebare Margaret, advised beneficiaries of the program to choose from one enterprise and concentrate on it in order to get more profits.
In case you want to get more
enterprises, you will use this very enterprise to generate profit, and maybe you begin your own enterprise aside. But with parish development model, you identify one enterprise of which you feel you're comfortable with and of which is profitable, and looking at where you're located, which you know that you will do it to the best of your ability.
Brian Tumwene-Biaruhanga, UBC News.
We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with business news.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
A World Cup in the desert? The first one in the Middle East. The first to be held at the end of the year? That's crazy. Get ready for spectacular moves, high-flying saves, unbelievable goals, out-of-this-world celebrations.
Would you believe it? What a moment here!
All 64 matches live. That's over 5,000 action-packed minutes of the FIFA 2022 World Cup Qatar. Now that's crazy. Catch all the action only on SuperSport, your world of champions. On Go TV. Love it.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You say I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just say for register.
What's going on here? He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet, and only you, the owner, have access to it. Just dial *185 *10 hash, and now you are on. No waiting. Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy. Not mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless. Leaders who care create a good learning environment.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
It's a full-time job to be a great parent or guardian. The decisions we make impact their lives forever. And getting a birth certificate is one of the most important ones. All you need to do is get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from the hospital where the baby was born or from the sub-county chief in case it occurred at home. Go to the NERA offices in your area and present the notification record, copy of parent's ID and bank payment slip of 5,000 Ugandan shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. Fill NERA Form 3 while there and a birth certificate will be issued to you. Please note that birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. For more information, visit the NERA office closest to you or call 0800-211-700. This message is brought to you by NERA.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using 2 Gabonais. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175# or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
You're still watching UBC News tonight, and it's just 16 minutes to 11 p.m, but we're still going. In our business stories, leaders and trainers in Kotido are called upon to put emphasis on sensitization of parish development model so that it can improve lives of people from poverty. In Kotido, insecurity and understaffing of parish chiefs who are recruited at 74.1% are major challenges. This comes after many people were not happy with the programs, but the district has remained poor for years due to poor mindset of the locals. Take a look.
State Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Peter Lokeris, and that for disaster preparedness, Esther Anyakun, have to desensitize the people of Kotido district and the municipality.
Model successfully you are punished. You will remind you will come back. But if you say, I don't care whether they remain like that, and those people see other areas improving and you are not, you will easily know your fate.
As a region. First of all, Chief, I want the parish chiefs to compete from their parishes. Let them compete and see. I want to know which parish is doing best. You call me, I'll also be able to come and appreciate.
The head of production in Kotido district, al-Adha Robert Kennedy, and the principal community development officer at Kotido municipality, Lily Lemcol, explained the funds received.
638,634,464 shillings at 58 PDM circles, and we have capitalized each PDM circle with 7,363,000 shillings, 424 each PDM circle.
Registered 131 enterprise groups. We have dispatched funds to the 19 circle accounts. Each circle account was credited with 6,013,079 shillings to start up with this circle.
Some leaders welcomed the program, but were fearful for its success. But ministers said mindset change should be emphasized.
It would have been the best to inform the design of PDM so that we get the lessons of Karamoja. PDM is not a bad idea, but I think the Karamoja PDM should be different from the Ugandan PDM. Shouldn't be the same. Because if you give somebody in Uganda 50,000, go back after 3 years, it will show you progress that they have made. They understand money. But here, even if you give a man 500,000, he will first go to a bar, drink 300. Then when he goes to the village, he puts the balance on non-priorities, which was not the purpose for which the money was borrowed. How do you expect to succeed?
Parts of the PDM address challenges that are faced in Karamoja, and yet the principal challenge is insecurity, which the PDM is supposed to address: security, intelligence, and infrastructure related to insecurity.
Kotido district has only recruited parish chiefs at 74%.
We have only recruited 43, so we are left with 15 more to be recruited and fill in those posts that are not yet filled.
Resident District Commissioner Kotido, Ambrose Honoria, threatened to arrest those sabotaging the program.
Don't touch the money, leave it. It is not possible at any given time that this program will fail when I am the resident district commissioner of Kotido.
Leaders say there is need to sensitize people on mindset change. Meanwhile, ministers also sensitized people over Beam district on the parish development model.
From 72 circles. And out of the 72 parish circles, 36 of them have already received money. And each has got to a tune of 17 million. And 36 others are still waiting to get their monies this financial year.
Kotido municipality has 19 wards, while Kotido district has 77 parishes, but only 58 circles were registered.
Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
I remember the lockdown, when the streets were empty and our lives disrupted, when businesses closed and our livelihoods hung in the balance. Hospitals were full. We lost loved ones, jobs, and hope. Our children couldn't study anymore. We cannot let this happen again. We should not go back. Get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and join the millions of Ugandans who are already vaccinated.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Calling you from the mobile service center.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, we have noticed a few things wrong with your number and need your mobile money PIN.
Ton Ferrer, never give out your password or PIN to any caller. Your mobile service provider will never call or ask for your personal details. If in doubt, go to your nearest phone service center.
This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Ndoja University's dream of realizing a state-of-the-art sports facility is underway. Now, this is after a groundbreaking ceremony at University Luwero's campus.
Ndeje University has cause to smile after a groundbreaking ceremony to start construction of a state-of-the-art sports facility. This 30 billion shillings project that is funded in large parts by government will be delivered by Compliant Engineering and Trade Uganda Limited.
We are also considering our colleagues, the disabled. You know, they are para-Olympic games, so for the first time at least we are also thinking about them in these games. So there will be a few selected games, just as you heard from Madam who reported on behalf of the organizing committee, and we are ensuring that they feel comfortable and at home in all the other user places they will need.
This facility was meant to be complete by the time Ndeje University hosts the East African University Games this December, but nonetheless, it's joy unconfined that it's finally getting started. Ndeje University is blessed to have a history in sports and infrastructure, with some of the old facilities to have a facelift. Brian Tumwenebia Ruhanga, UBC News.
Well, it's a wrap for us from UBC TV. Thank you so much for watching UBC News tonight. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalu Mohammed on Sign Language. Up next is